Do you think anything's gonna actually happen to Trump after this trial? I mean, depending on what it's kind of one of those things, and it's another sort of complaint that you kind of hear, especially from the people that are very anti-Trump. But I mean, yeah, I mean, is this trial like? Will anything kind of come of this? I mean, will anything prevent him from running, or is it? I mean, is that a possibility with this, or is this just sort of smoke and mirrors until it gets swept under the rug and he ends up on the ballot again? Come November.
You know, it's another parallel to trafficking, right? Because he was convicted and expelled from Congress in like 2002 or 2003, 2002, when he was on the ballot that year as an independent while he was in prison.
Mhm.
He finished in third, but like there was still like 15%, I think, of 15% of the voters voted for him. Um, Trump, he's all a conviction in this current trial like that'll you know well, I don't think it's going to change whether or not Trump appears on the ballot in November, or whatever might happen to him in some of these other legal cases. The question is like, do voters get to a point where like, okay, we're tired of this. This has been 8 years. Well, we're going on 8 years of scandal and drama every day. Um, the question of whether or not he's going to be able to serve as president, or how effectively he can serve while he's got convictions or indictments raining down on him. At that point, does that start to become a more potent argument for voters who don't want to go through that? I think that in a way that's why he lost in 2020. It was like we were in the middle of this pandemic, and people were like just kind of tired and exhausted, and then you had this like kind of nice sounding guy like Joe Biden, who was running this whole campaign on like restoring order and normalcy. And even though like both of them right now are like wholly unpopular politicians nationally, like I think people wanted a break, and they thought Biden would, was the vote for that break to calm things down. So now it's like, okay, we've had that, but people are still unhappy. And like you mentioned, the choices are the same. So it's like, does a conviction start to like dent the mystique for Trump? Is it like, okay, we really don't want to do this for another 4 years. And I don't know. I don't, we're not seeing it in the polling that it's had much of an effect so far. With Republicans, it's only reinforced their support for him. And we're a country that is very narrowly split, when it comes to partisanship. So I don't know. It's I don't know that it'll make a difference in terms of what happens in the long run.